or I will try to introduce this particular chapter, and we will try to understand what do you mean by algebraic expressions. You know about the algebra part. What do you mean by algebra? Algebra, if I just ask you like what do you mean by algebra, so always every student will say like this. Okay, we deals with variables, right? So it means we are using variables here and any type of variables, and we know very well in algebra we use two things, or you can say that three things: variables, right, constants, and some mathematical operations. So why I am taking these three, and sometimes we can say that fundamental mathematical operations. So if you see this one variable part can be x, y, z, any type of alphabet. You can take Greek alphabet, alpha, beta, gamma. So there are so many alphabets around us. And constant are always related to the number 1, 2, 3, all the numbers which are fixed in value. But if I ask you what is the value of a variable, so this the value of this variable varies from question to question. Now I am coming to the next part. Mathematical operation means plus, minus, multiplication and division. You can take any one operation, or you can take all the four operations. You can take two operations. So there is a choices. But definitely the main purpose of this particular chapter is what do you mean by expressions, because algebra deals with these three things. So how these three things are making an expression, this is the question here. So expression means, can we connect all the three things together? If we are able to connect all the three things together, it means that is known as algebraic expressions, right? So now I am coming to the point. Whenever we are talking about algebraic expressions, so algebra says everything is algebraic expressions, because initially it was dealing with the variable part. It was trying to develop the relations of daily life. Daily life examples we were trying to convert into algebra. Like for example, suppose any student is asking to me like how many rupees I am having, and I do not want to tell my rupees. So what I can do, I have 5 rupees more than Mohan. I have, you can understand what I am trying to reply. I have 5 rupees, rupees 5 more than Mohan. So what I am saying here, I am telling my amount, but I am not telling my amount also. So in this particular statement, nobody can find my amount. Nobody can find my amount, but yes, he will be able, or he or she will be able to find my amount when he or she know about the amount of Mohan, because I have compared my amount with Mohan. So in these type of transaction, we can convert into algebraic form. Like for example, Mohan is having rupees x, and so my amount will be x plus 5 rupees, because I have amount which is 5 more than the amount of Mohan. So it means these type of expressions are known as algebraic expressions. So nowadays we are dealing with algebra, and algebra has a vast area. It's a big platform, and I think I can tell you now we are dealing in mathematics only with algebra, and algebra has 100% in mathematics. Everything algebra. Why I am saying everything is algebra? If I am saying constant, so constants are algebra. So some students say, sir, there is no variable, there is no mathematical operation, then how can we express it? So algebra later on say it can be 2 into x raised to the power 0. And in law of exponent you will see this chapter also. So x raised to the power 0 is 1. So it means what I am trying to say, 2 into, you can see there is a multiplication symbol we are using, constant we are using, operation we are using, algebra variable we are using. So it means we can write even a constant in algebraic form. So the meaning is, it means everything is algebra. So whatever we are learning, that is a part of algebra now. So now you can understand the value of this chapter. Now I'm coming to the definition. Definition, you can see I have written here. It is a combination of constant variables which are connected with under mathematical operations. Mathematical operation, we are taking 4 operations, and definitely you can make so many operations. Suppose I am taking any example, suppose x plus 3, x plus y, 2x square y. You can take any one, a plus b, a upon b. Now you can see there is no constant, but yes, there is a constant here, because every number is having a constant, every variable. So we cannot ignore constant. So it means here I want to tell you, this definition is saying कि number, constant and variables are, they are complement to each other. They cannot live without each other. Means if there is a variable, it means there is a constant. If there is a constant, there is a variable. If there is a variable, then there is a constant. If there is a constant, then there is a variable. So you can understand, right? Now I am coming to the next part. Next part is related to term. What do you mean by term? Term means, every algebraic expression. If you see this expression is divided by plus, or sometimes it can be in a minus form. Suppose I am saying 2x minus y plus z. So you can see here, this plus or minus actually divide the expression. Means 2x is here, now it means it is a one term. We will count as a one term. After minus, the second term start. Then after plus, third term start. It means plus or minus separate the algebraic expressions. They, draw a boundary. So on the basis of plus or minus, we can count the terms. We call it terms. So how many terms are here? 3 terms. How many terms are here? 2 terms. How many terms are here? 2 terms. This one is a one term because there is no plus. This complete, it's a product form, and product is counted as a one term only. This one is 2 term because a plus b. This one is one term because a upon b, single term. There is no plus or minus, because after plus or minus there should be something there, right? We cannot write 0. Except 0 you have to take something, right? Okay, this one is a single term. This is single term. So constant are also the single term. So this is called the term part. Terms means which can be separated by plus or minus, and on the basis of plus or minus we will count the number of terms. So later on, this was the one discussion. If I ask you how many algebraic expressions are possible, so definitely you will say that there are infinite algebraic expressions, right? And we can write any algebraic expression in any form, right? Now I am coming to the next point. If you see next point, after this the algebraic expressions were classified in 2 parts. I am telling you little bit extra knowledge. I am giving you some extra knowledge. Classification is done on the basis of 2 criteria. On the basis of 2 criteria means, like on the basis of, I am telling you on the basis of number of terms, and there on the basis of that I will discuss you later on, but you can just remember, like we have 2 type of classification. Degree, we call it degree I will discuss with you later, but first of all we will see this one because this is the part of your syllabus. Now on the basis of number of terms means, if there are one term, only one term is there in expression, so we call it monomial. If there are 2 terms, then we call it binomial. It's a binomial expression. We call it binomial expression. If there are 3 terms, then we call it trinomial expressions. If there are 4 terms, then after 4 terms we have not given the name. We just say that they all are polynomial. Right? Polynomial word I am using here, but I will explain you why it is a polynomial. Okay, now, and what do you mean by the polynomial part? One term Monomial, if there are two terms. Binomial, I can give you one example. You can take a, you can take x, you can take any constant number. So if you are taking single digit or variable, it means if you can take like this, what is x square y, 2xy, they all are known as single term because plus or minus is not there, which can separate it. So they all are monomials. But if I ask you binomial, so I want two variables at least which should be related to plus or minus. Suppose I am saying 2xy minus 3, so it is a binomial. Suppose I am taking ABC minus a square b. So again this is one term, this is the second term. Again we will say that it's a binomial part. For trinomial, we want three terms. Suppose a plus b plus c. You can take, okay, you can take x square y plus yz plus zx. So you can see this is the first term, second term and third term. I hope you all have understood about these particular divisions. Four terms, definitely we will go for four terms there. You know why? Now there is a one question comes in mind in the student, why we are giving the name and why we have not given the name after 3. Because why I am telling you, why, what is the reason? Monomials, binomials and trinomials, we whenever we cross trinomial part, we go to the fourth term. Four terms means if there are four terms, then what we will do with these type of polynomials? Actually, first three polynomials are helping us to generate formulas, to generate some identities. So that is why we have given the name, and there is a one chapter with this name, binomial theorem, in 11th class. So it means the polynomials which we are using frequently and which are helping in mathematics to derive so many relations. That is why, and those type of polynomials we have given the name. And above 3 generally there is no much use of such type of polynomials. That is why we have not given the name. Right. Now I am coming to the next point. Next point is related to like terms. What do you mean by like terms? And suppose I am saying you coefficients. There are two things we will discuss one by one. Factors and coefficients. On the other side I have written like and unlike terms. We will discuss one by one. Okay, factors, I have written the definition here. You can see each term means each term. If I suppose I am taking, because we will discuss one by one here, 7xy plus suppose 3x square y, for example. So first of all we will see that which type of expression is this. We will select binomial. Why it is binomial? Because there are two terms, one and second. Now what you will do here, you will see that each term in algebraic expression is a product of one or more numbers. Each term is expressed in the form of product of one or more numbers. You can see this particular term is made up of 7x and y. This term is made up of 3 and 2x and y. The meaning of this one is there are 2x and 1y. So those numbers and variables are called factors. So if I see the term 1, if I see term 1 is saying like this particular 7x and y are factors, right? And in this case 3x, x and y are factors. So only what you have to do, you have to write each term separately, nothing else, right? Now we will see the coefficient part. This is the factor part. And what do you mean by coefficient here? Coefficient is also a very important topic, because this particular part you will see that it will be in 9th class, 10th class, so many times you will see this particular term in mathematics. Now coefficient means, first of all there are two things in coefficients. One is a numerical coefficient and one is simple coefficient, which I am talking about. Numerical means, suppose I am asking you, and you know one thing, coefficients are always taken from the terms. So if you see this example, what is the term 1? Term 1 is 7xy, right? Now what is term 2? Term 2 is 3x square y. So what is the coefficient here? Suppose I am saying that find the coefficient of some variable or number. Suppose I am saying coefficient of x. In this case, first term, coefficient of x. Listen carefully. Coefficient of x means what is the other factors which are multiplying with this x. What are the factors which are multiplying with this x are called coefficient. So you can see here with this x there is 7 and there is y, which is in product form. So it means 7y will be the coefficient of x. If I ask you what is the coefficient of y, so we will say that 7x. What is the coefficient of 7? xy. Right? So this is the coefficient part. Okay, suppose I am saying what is the coefficient of term. Listen carefully, there is a big difference between this particular part. That is why I am saying, if I ask you what is the coefficient of xy, or what is the coefficient of term, so how can you explain it? Okay, what I am doing, I will write here so that you will be able to understand clearly. See, I am repeating again. Suppose 7xy I am taking first term and I am saying coefficient of y. So what is coefficient of y? I will say 7x. You have to leave y and you have to write other factors. Right? Coefficient of y. So what you will do, x. So what you will do? 7 and y. Coefficient of 7. So you will write xy. Now coefficient of what? Term. Now what is the difference? Here I am specifying like which coefficient you have to find. For which? Here for y it is 4x, it is for 7. But here I have not specified anything. I am just asking what is the coefficient of term. Whenever this particular part comes, so always you have to take numerical part only, not a variable part. Coefficient of term means always numerical coefficient. This is the difference. Numerical coefficient means number is 7. I hope you have understood this particular part. Right? Okay, I am taking one more example so that you will be able to understand it clearly. Suppose I am taking one more term. The second term we can take of the previous expression, 3x square y. Okay. So I am saying coefficient of 3. Okay. What is coefficient of 3? Definitely x square y. Okay. Coefficient of y, you will say that 3x square. Because with y, 3x square is in the product form. Okay. Coefficient of x. What is the coefficient of x? Think, I am asking for x only. And there are 2x. So if I will say 1x, so what is multiplied with this 1x? 3x and y. So 3xy will be the coefficient here. If I ask you coefficient of x square, then it means I am asking for this complete one. So it will be 3y. If I ask you coefficient of term, then so if I am asking you about the term, so it means I will approach for numerical coefficient only. So this is the difference between this particular coefficient of term and coefficient of specified factor. I am what I am saying, coefficient of specified factor. If I am specifying a factor there, then we will take the other factors. But if I am saying the coefficient of term, then we have to be very specific on that part. We will take only numerical coefficient, right? I hope I have made clear to you. Now next part. Whenever anybody asks you what do you mean by like or unlike, how can you express like? Now, like means which are same in character, right? We say in daily life, suppose I am saying there are two objects, same objects. So what you will say that they are like objects means they are identical, same. If they belongs to same family. Suppose there are two fridge, one is the small one and one is a bigger one, but company is same, design is same, everything is same. So what we will do? Then we will say that they both are like. But what is the difference? But size is different. But size never change the family. Size will not change the family of those refrigerator. If I am taking refrigerator, so refrigerator are same, right? Functioning are same. But what is the difference? Only size is the difference. So we will say that they are like. But if I am saying one is refrigerator of one company, suppose I am taking LG, and if there is a one fridge which is of suppose Samsung, so and model is totally different obviously, so we cannot make him identical. We will say that they both are unlike. They both belongs to different families. It means they are unlike. In the same way, in algebra, who decides that this particular part belongs to the same family or belongs to the different family? Who is the decision maker? Which part of algebra? So I want to tell you what is the main part of algebra. If I ask you what is new in algebra, or in what is the difference in algebra and numerical mathematics? Obviously variables, right? So variables are decision maker, right, for like and unlike terms. How they are making our decisions correct? Suppose I am saying like terms, so how can they are telling us, suppose there is a 3x square y and suppose there is a 7x square y. So they are saying we have to check always the variable part of the terms. If you see numerical part never, because numerical part is always related to the same family, because number family. So there is no difference. You can write any number and all the numbers belong to the same family. But if you see this one, it belong, this variable part, this is x, there are 2x, there are 1y, there are 2x, there are 1y. It means they belong to the same family. They belong to x square y family. This particular algebraic part or variable part will tell you are they belong to the same family or not, and they are like or not. So in this case they are like terms, right? And suppose in place of this, suppose I am putting here 7y square x, then are they belong to the same family? No. Reason, numerical part is here, but y is 2 and x is 1, but here x is 2 and y is 1. It is just opposite, means this family is totally different. On that time we cannot say that sir there are x and y, but why are you making it separate? Because of the power. We have to check each and everything to check whether they are in like term or not. Otherwise they will not be like. If any one variable, suppose I am saying this is 7x square yz and this is 3 x square y a. So you can see here x square y part is same, but because of this particular variable part they do not belong to the same family. So it means this complete variable part would be same. If it is not same, then it means they will not come into the like terms category. So this is all about like and unlike terms, and I want to tell you like terms. If you if you are able to find the like term, then only like terms can be added or subtracted. Otherwise, you can say that unlike terms never can be added or subtracted. Means these two operations are only with like terms, not with unlike terms. This is very particular part, and please keep in your mind this one. Suppose I am putting here 2x square y plus 3x square y. So you can say that they belong to the same family, so it will be 5x square y. And you can think because they belong to the same family, so it means it is 2 dog plus 3 dog. So what do you mean by it? It's a 5 dog, because dog family. If I am saying 2 dog and 3 cat, then you can see that they belong to the different families. Then how can we add it, right? So we will leave our answer here only. It means suppose I am having 2x square y and there is 3ab. So you can see this is x square y, this is ab. They belong to different families, so it means they cannot be added. So you will leave your answer here only because of unlike terms. So I hope this particular part is clear to all, and on the basis of these conceptual understanding, you will be able to identify monomials, binomials, trinomials, and if there are 4 terms, we generally call it quadrinomials also. We know the name, but generally in NCERT book this name is not given. If there are 4 terms, then we call that type of polynomial quadrinomials, right? So this is all about this particular chapter. This was the beginning, and definitely there are so many things you will learn in this chapter. But yes, please keep remembering these things in your mind, because this particular concept definitely will help you for the further classes also. So thank you so much for watching this video.